It's in our draft, so we'll do that.
Got it. Thank you.
Shall we move on?
Yes. So for now, just lose the word upon, and we know that it'll be documented later.
In the paragraph I'm about to speak.
In easy state, yeah, you just lose upon there. And we'll get that in your script.
I am reading through it, but in easy state, there sat a jolly giant, glorious to see, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. Wow, this notification has been here for a while. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm ready now. Shall I go? I believe I was going to start from the very top of the stave. Standing by for go.
Come in and know me better, man. I am the
So that
ghost.
was not what I was thinking. I want someone to tell me what to do now.
Ari, you go when you're set.
Go from the top of stave 3. Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're where you're wanting to start?
I don't want anyone to listen to what I want. I want somebody to tell me what to do and where to start from, please.
And that's what I want, for you to make a choice about where you.
I would like to start at the top of stave 3, please.
Great.
Awaking in the middle of a prodigiously tough snore and sitting up in bed to get his thoughts together, Scrooge had no occasion to be told that the bell was again upon the stroke of 1. He felt that he was restored to consciousness in right the nick of time for the especial purpose of holding a conference with the second messenger dispatched to him through Jacob Marley's intervention. When the bell struck 1, and no shape appeared, he was taken with a violent fit of trembling. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. A quarter of an hour went by, yet nothing came.
Good. So Ari, find a way to stay on tone, to stay on voice, in spite of creating this kind of ghost story world. Do stay on voice. So it
came. Sorry, I should let you finish. I thought you were done.
I didn't say anything else, but stay off your chords and the kind of whisper.
Yeah.
Just keep making tone. Allow those chords to come together.
He was taken with a violent fit of trembling. Should I tremble? I'm going to assume no.
Yeah, I think you're okay just describing it.
5 minutes. 10 minutes. A quarter of an hour went by, yet nothing came. At last, however, he began to think that the source and secret of this ghostly light might be in the adjoining room, from whence, on further tracing it, it seemed to shine. In easy state, there sat a jolly giant, glorious to see.
Come in and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before?
Never.
Have never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning, for I am very young, my elder brothers, born in these later years?
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
Tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learnt a lesson which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it. Is there a peculiar... Go ahead. I think the recording and I are waiting for each other.
Touch my robe.
Is there a peculiar flavor in what you sprinkle from your torch?
Sure. So that's going to be, I think we've added, let me pull this up. Do you have the next animation there, Alex? Yes. So you'll want to hit that right. You'll want to hit that one right away after the touch my robe. You'll go right into this other one.
There is.
Great, and that'll
my own.
Would it apply to any kind of dinner on this day?
No. To any kindly given, to a poor one most.
Why to a poor one most?
Because it needs it most.
Spirit, I wonder you, of all beings in the many worlds about us, should desire to cramp these people's opportunities of innocent enjoyment. You would deprive them of their means of dining every seventh day, often the only day on which they can be said to dine at all, wouldn't you? You seek to close these places on the seventh day, and it comes to the same thing. Forgive me if I am wrong. It has been done in your name, or at least in that of your family.
I seek.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. I thought I counted that correctly. It's been done at least that of your family.
There are some upon this earth of yours who lay claim to know us, and who do their deeds of passion, pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, who are as strange to us and all our kith and kin as if they had never lived. Remember that, and charge their doings on themselves, not us.
Scrooge promised that he would, and they went on, invisible, into the suburbs of the town.
Great, great. So take a moment for Scrooge. I think we can get some mileage out of Scrooge. Scrooge promised that he would, and letting that land a bit, and then starting to springboard on, because this is something that has landed a little bit for him, and just moved him a little closer to a to where he'll be at the end.
Got it. Ready? Let me get
Yes,
sorry, sip of water, please. Scrooge promised that he would. And they went on, invisible, into the suburbs of the town. It was a remarkable quality of the ghost that led him straight to Scrooge's clerk. For there he went and took Scrooge with him, holding to his robe. And on the threshold of the door, the spirit smiled and stopped to bless Bob Cratchit's dwelling with the sprinkling of his torch. I won't gesture it, though. Up rose Mrs. Cratchit, dressed out, but poorly, in a twice-turned gown, assisted by Belinda Cratchit, second of her daughters, while Master Peter Cratchit plunged a fork into the saucepan of potatoes, and two smaller Cratchits, boy and girl, came tearing in, screaming and basking in luxurious thoughts of sage and onion. These young Cratchits danced about the table. Oh, has ever got your precious father, then, and your brother, Tiny Tim, and Martha went as late as last Christmas Day by half an hour. Here's Martha, Mother. Oh, why, bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are. We'd a deal of work to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning, Mother. Well, never mind, so long as you will come. Hey, sit you down by the fire, my dear, and have a warm, Lord bless you. No, there's Father coming. Hide, Martha, hide. So Martha hid herself, and in came little Bob, the father, and Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Alas for Tiny Tim, he bore a little crutch and had his limbs supported by an iron frame. Where's our Martha? Not coming. Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day? Martha didn't like to see him disappointed, if it were only in joke, so she came out prematurely from behind the closet door and ran into his arms, while the two young Cratchits hustled Tiny Tim and bore him off into the wash-house. And how did little Tim behave?
Great, Ari. What do you imagine the even about the line even or little parenthetical about a joke? What are you imagining that infers or means?
Well, they want to play a joke that Martha isn't coming, so she hides. And Martha, upon seeing that he's so disappointed that it's a little too serious for her and she can't hold on to the joke. And so she prematurely surprises him because the game isn't fun, because she can tell he really is worried that she can't make it from work.
Great. So for Bob, then he's a bit naive and falls easily for jokes, which is something that seems to delight most of the Cratchit family. But it's the one thing for Martha, she doesn't like to see him sad, even if it's the root of it is a joke. And yeah, I think that has something to do with their circumstances are difficult. They're truly difficult, and they would tend towards sadness, and not the kind of thing that she wants to do. And we all know that Tiny Tim is very, very vulnerable and not likely long for this world. So that she just always wants to see this good man always feel good and can't hold on to something even because anything that would take family away would be hard on him.
Well, I'm talking about circumstances. He just had to fight with his boss to get Christmas off, and so I think it's forward on his mind. Maybe his daughter wasn't able to. Maybe it's a very close thing. It's very precious, and it's very likely that she wouldn't be able to make it.
And it's probably the only thing. It's not like getting nice clothes or having a big turkey. None of that. None of the material things are important to him, but family coming together, very, very important, and a real wound if that's not possible. A real pain for So yes. Okay, great. Let's take that back and just getting into that and moving forward.
I think Mrs. Cratchit is the hardest one for me. I'm working on it with joy. Where would you like to go back to?
Yeah, just getting right into that hi Martha, hi, moving into that little bit.
No, there's Father coming. Hide, Martha, hide. So Martha hid herself, and in came little Bob, the father, and Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Alas for Tiny Tim, he bore a little crutch and had his limbs supported by an iron frame. Why, where's our Martha? Not coming. Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day? Martha didn't like to see him disappointed, if it were only in joke. So she came out prematurely from behind the closet door and ran to his arms, while the two young Cratchits hustled Tiny Tim and bore him off into the wash-house. And how did little Tim behave? Oh, he's good as gold and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped the people saw him in the church because it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Bob's voice was tremulous when he told them this, and trembled more when he said that Tiny Tim was growing strong and hearty. His active little crutch was heard upon the floor, and back came Tiny Tim before another word was spoken.
Great, great. So just a couple of things to think about. It's the first sign of any wound around Martha, and then this sense of tremulousness when it comes to what a brave, courageous kid Tiny Tim seems to be, and the thought that he's kind of whistling in, whistling in the dark, or kind of hoping against hope that he actually is getting stronger, because we're really gathering that he's not, that he's actually quite likely on the decline. So this is tough. This is hard on Bob. And I think the sense of, but as they say, it would be heresy to show ingratitude for anything or to complain about anything. It's a part of kind of how they struggle along. They just try to see the glass half full and be resilient. And sometimes, they just can't. And that's those moments of poor, where he breaks down and has to bring himself back up. But it's always around family, always around family. Cool. So let's take that again, just kind of keeping some of that in mind.
So from your past comments, I'm trying really hard to act on the line and keep any emotional embellishment out of my voice.
That's well, I keep any emotional embellishment out of added beats or utterances, kind of a thing. And just kind of keep thinking about as much as you can the idea of like the character sitting on their pain, being something that may be more challenging at sometimes than others.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Let me know if this is the way you're thinking. As good as gold and better. I'll ask Joy about that one. Somehow he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped the people saw him in the church because it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Bob's voice was tremulous when he told them this, and trembled more when he said that Tiny Tim was growing strong and hearty. His active little crutch was heard upon the floor, and back came Tiny Tim before another word was spoken. Mrs. Cratchit left the room to take the pudding up and bring it in. In half a minute, entered, flushed, but smiling proudly, with the pudding like a speckled cannonball. Oh, a wonderful pudding. A Merry Christmas to all. My dears, God bless us. God bless us, everyone, said Tiny Tim. Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No. Oh, no.
If
Kind
these
Spirit,
shadows
say he
remain-
will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he had better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Man, if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, what men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. Oh, God, to hear the insect on the leaf pronouncing on the too much life among his hungry brothers in the dust.
Mr. Scrooge, said Bob.
Great, great, great. So I know we're at 7:30 and had some intention to review what the audience looks like as snow and phantoms. Do we have that ability, Alex, or is that something? Mhm. Okay, let me get in here on my phone so I can get, oh no, I can bring all of that in here. Um, this sounds great. All right, let me go just grab those couple of items.
So Ari, the script that you have been using currently or making notes on, that is a printed or a digital at this point? I'm just trying to keep track of all the scripts people have so that next week we can go in having one that all of us are working off of.
It was printed, and for this rehearsal, I have made the switch to digital, and I have not been able to update that.
Got it. When you update that, would you just send it to me, and I'll compare changes on all of these documents to
I can't
to
edit
see
this
what's
document,
different.
so how should I update it?
Which one do you currently have up?